Well, hello, I'm with Katie Mientka, and she is a concert pianist from Grand Junction, Colorado. And she has come to the Sedona area to do a retreat, a personal piano practice retreat? Is that
Yeah,
how you
artist
describe
retreat.
it?
Yeah.
Artist retreat. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's a special project for me because I had a keyboard especially made for my small hands because I have very small hands and I can barely reach an octave. And so this keyboard is called the DS 5.5. It's designed by David Steinbuehler in Pennsylvania. And he's been making these for about 20 years. And some of these keyboards are in universities like Southern Methodist University,
Really?
Lincoln, Nebraska, I think in Lubbock, Texas Tech, yeah. And recently, Juilliard, the Holy Temple, has one.
Isn't that amazing? And
Yeah.
how many of these would you say exist of this invention?
Gosh, I don't actually know. He's been making them for probably 25 years.
So there are several all over the
Yeah,
United States.
Yeah, and a lot of private people, private pianists have them. And the action comes out of the piano. He makes it for your piano. So I have a C7 here.
Right.
Of course, it has the normal action.
Yamaha
and,
C7.
Yeah, Yamaha C7. And then I take that action out and put this one in.
It's a keyboard is usually so many inches, I don't know, and this has the octave reduced so you don't have to reach as far with your fingers. I'll have some videos of it to show you what I mean. You don't have to reach as far to reach an octave. The keys are, what is the percentage?
1/7 smaller.
1/7 smaller. Each key is 1/7 smaller. And to tell you the truth, just my reaction is it really freaks me out to look at this piano. Do other people have that reaction?
Yes, if you have a big hand, it's the piano of your nightmares.
I tried playing it, and of course I can play it a little bit, but it's not quite as comfortable to me, and it takes a while probably to get comfortable playing the piano.
Actually,
and it's
I had to completely change my technique. I have what's called small hand adaptive technique for the big keyboard, and it's very stretched out and very flat. I don't have an arch here like you're supposed to. So I had to learn to play with an arch and play on the tips of my fingers and then pull my hand in a little for the octave.
okay.
So actually it's been, at first it was very frustrating.
Well, it is a unique, to me, I hadn't heard of it before, but I'm don't know where I've been, living in a cave or something. But it is a really unique invention, very ingenious invention, and mainly focused for people who have maybe smaller hands or
smaller
want
hands,
to be able to play the repertoire that they couldn't normally play.
Right,
So-
like Rachmaninoff.
Yeah. Or
And also, a lot of pianists with small hands have tendonitis. I've been operated on for tendonitis. So I've had a lot of hand problems throughout the years. I damaged my little finger.
Ouch.
Just goes on and on. Yeah, and some people get tendonitis so bad they can't play anymore.
well, who was the famous pianist 150 years ago who actually cut his hand?
Oh, well, that
so
was
he could-
Schumann.
Schumann, no, well, he was.
So he became a composer.
So he became a composer.
Lucky for us.
And I just listened to two great pieces Katie performed for me for her upcoming recital, concert recital, whatever. The Liszt Etude, which I was
No, sonata.
a sonata. I'm
Sonata,
sorry,
yeah.
Liszt Sonata, which I'm familiar with some of his etudes, but I had never been that familiar with his sonata before. So that's a half-hour
Epic
piece of
piece, yeah.
something. What Liszt thought of to write this piece is, what was the word I used before?
I don't know. I say it's all of heaven and hell in that piece.
Okay. And it has different parts representing heaven and hell. So
Yeah, it does.
I will put that. Is it okay if I am going to post the piece on my other YouTube channel where I put complete works. This interview will be on my normal YouTube channel, of course. When did you start practicing this piece? Because I imagine a piece like this could take you years to learn.
Well, I actually performed it on the big keyboard as my master's recital years and years ago.
Oh, so it's been part of your
So
life.
it's, yeah. And then I dropped it, didn't touch it for 30 years. And
My
then
goodness.
I thought, well, I'll bring it back, see if I can play it better on this keyboard. And of course, it's much, much easier on this keyboard.
Oh, well,
It's not giving me tendonitis.
Well, I'm very privileged to be able to be an audience of one to listen to your performance, so
Well,
thank you.
you.
And then the other piece that I just heard today was
Arabesques on the Blue Danube, an arrangement of Strauss's Blue Danube by Adolf Schultz-Eifler.
And that is a trip, because I'm familiar with the Blue Danube. It was my grandmother's favorite piece.
Oh, really?
So I played the Blue Danube for her. I played it for her many times, and I also played it at her funeral. But I played it very straight, and I didn't really do the legit arrangement of it. But so this piece has a technical aspect to it that gives it a expands your consciousness on the piece, and it gives it a little bit of humor too, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And what else do you have to say about that piece?
Oh, about the Blue Danube, it's pretty famous as a big virtuoso showpiece. And so again, I had played it on the big keyboard, and I thought, well, let's see how much better I can play it on the small one. And again, it's much easier. I'm putting in notes that I had to leave out on the big keyboard, but it's just fun. It's a fun piece.
Well, aside from that, I'm struck by the idea of an artist such as yourself coming to Sedona to have a retreat and to focus on their art, and I think that's I don't know, I just think that's rather striking. It's something you don't hear of very often. What gave you the idea to do that?
Well, there are artist retreats scattered around the country for all forms of art. There are a lot of writers' retreats, there are musicians' retreats, and if you're chosen, you go there, you get very often a little house in the woods, you get all your meals, and all you do is work on your art. But it's very difficult to get chosen. You usually have to write, like a full-blown grant-type application for these. And, at my age, they don't usually take people unless they're super, super famous. So I thought, well, I'll just pay for it myself and do it myself.
Oh, okay. So you created your own personal artist retreat.
Yeah.
But there are those available for those who want to apply and get grants for them.
Yeah, there are.
All right. Well, I'm learning something. Wow, that's pretty amazing. And do you keep a diary, or how do you what is your plan?
I don't
plan
keep a
coming into
diary.
it?
The plan was just to prepare this
Okay.
recital, this
Okay.
project. And, part of it was going to Dallas and taking lessons at Southern Methodist University with Carol Leone. She's the foremost teacher on the small keyboard, and she was the one who really transformed my technique for me. So that was part of it. I'll be going again next week for more piano lessons with her.
So part of her teaching credit is using the small keyboard.
Yeah, they have it available there. You can do your piano degree on the small keyboard.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Again, I'm learning so much. Well, I'm really happy to have met Katie and become friends with her while she's been in Sedona, and watch her and hear her ideas on artist retreat and learning about Liszt, and so it's fantastic. Do I have any other questions? Anything else you want to say?
I think that probably covers it all.
You like Sedona?
I love Sedona. Sedona is amazing. It's indescribable. It has just an amazing energy. Whether or not you can feel the vortexes, I don't care. It has a great energy about it.
Yes,
And I think
does.
it supports creativity.
Enough said. Thank you, Katie Mientka. Thank you.
Thank you.